We just bought a Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, and here's why you shouldn't. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, a favorite for those among us who like to drive over stuff. You might think you know the whole story with the Grand Cherokee, but this one is a little bit different. It's got a plug. And that is why we've added it to our Edmunds Long-Term Test Fleet. So we're gonna show you our latest long-termer. We're gonna tell you how much we paid for it and walk you through the interior and the exterior. And of course, we'll tell you what we have planned for it during our ownership experience. So come on, this will be fun. Whoop, almost forgot. If you like what we do here on the Edmunds YouTube channel and you wanna see more, please like and subscribe. You know we always appreciate that. And if you're curious about the Grand Cherokee or any of our other long-termers, head over to edmunds.com to see more. Now, other than a Wrangler, obviously, this is what I think of when I picture a Jeep. It's a Grand Cherokee. You know, it's a little tough, a little rugged. But this design is definitely an evolution. It's not like it looks all that different from the prior generation. But you know what? I think Jeep buyers are cool with that. And something that's this simple is probably going to age well over time. Now, because this is part electric, Jeep is not going to miss an opportunity to put electric blue accents to let everybody know that. However, because this is the entry-level model, we miss out on some of the best stuff. The Rubicon, for example, has these really cool looking bright blue tow hooks that just pop. You gotta pay more money for that. While I'm at it, these 18-inch wheels, they look a little too rental car for my liking. You gotta pay more for some better looking wheels. Am I gonna get in trouble for on the car we bought with our own money? Under the hood is the Stellantis Group's 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. That's a tiny little guy for an SUV this big. Look at all the extra space surrounding the block. The horsepower with the engine is 270 and 295 pound-feet of torque. But that's not all, folks. We also have a 17 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which adds a little extra juice. Total output is 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet. Much better. Obviously, the reason you're buying a plug-in hybrid is to improve your fuel economy. The EPA says the 4xe is good for 26 miles of all-electric range, and that's before you use any gas. And obviously, the more you keep it plugged in, the better fuel economy you're gonna get. If the battery does die, you're good for 23 mpg combined with just the engine. Now that is one mpg better than the V6 model. So yeah, you better keep this thing plugged in all the time. Otherwise, you're just carrying around a bunch of dead weight. And on that note, let's check out the interior. So as I step into this car, the first thing that comes to my mind is this is about $10,000 more than a fully loaded Kia Telluride. This is nice, but it ain't that nice. You get 8-way power on the driver and the passenger side, but they're only heated. You don't get ventilation. You gotta shell out more for that. Same thing with real leather. This stuff right here, fake. I think the matte wood trim in here looks very Jeepy, but if you touch it, it feels like plastic. Actually, the plastic is here. It's also shiny black plastic in the middle. The more I think about it, there's more plastic in here than an episode of The Real Housewives. Here is a big positive, Uconnect 5, and it comes with a very large 11.1-inch display. It comes with wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It's just bright, it's easy to use, the menus make sense. This is something that Jeep and other Stellantis products have always just done very well. Love the infotainment in this car. Then we get to the other screens, because it's never just one screen anymore. There's a digital dash that comes in front of you as the driver. Thing I do like is that there is a ton of information. You can cycle through menus for days. Not all of it's particularly useful, but you know, at least they give you the option. Same thing with this passenger display over here. It's good for controlling the rear seat entertainment, which we'll go over in a bit. One other big plus when it comes to tech, there are plugs all over the place. You get 4 up here, USB-A and USB-C, which I love, and there's 2 more in the center console just in case. That's 1, 2, 6 plugs. If you have 6 phones, I don't want to know what you do for work. There's a lot to like here in this back seat. First of all, this is only a 2-row SUV, so when it comes to reclining, woof, you can recline all the way back and you have nobody to bother behind you. The legroom is also great. I'm sitting behind myself right now, 5'8", not the world's tallest human being, but plenty of legroom to go around. Same thing with the headroom. Tons of space to sprawl out back here. You get heated seats on both sides of the back, which is fantastic. And you thought there were a lot of plugs up front. You get 4 more back here, and they also threw in an outlet so you can plug in your charging brick. Really good stuff right there. This is the only interior option that we spec'd on this car. $2,000 rear seat entertainment package. It's not just a screen like it used to be. Now you get Amazon Fire TV built in. So that means you can stream Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, all that sort of stuff that keeps you really entertained as a kid. Not like me, where you had to watch a VHS of The Sound of Music on a road trip for 8 hours. Behind me, there are 37.7 cubic feet of space. That is plenty for everybody's stuff. However, if you need more, you can split fold the second row down 60-40. Well, we showed you what we got. Now let's tell you what we paid for it. The standard Jeep Grand Cherokee starts at $41,000. This one, the 4xe plug-in, starts at $60,000. Then we throw in some options. We got $500 for the paint, $2,000 for rear seat entertainment, and that brings us to a grand total of just over $64,000. And that's for the base model 4xe. If you go nuts with options, you can work this thing up to almost 80 grand. Woof! Now, right at the top of the video, the first thing I said is that you shouldn't buy this SUV. We just bought a Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, and here's why you shouldn't. And you shouldn't. You should lease it. Admittedly, that's not always advice that we give out here on the Edmunds channel, but in this case, we just think it's too good to pass up. Now, of course, these rules can change literally at any time, but at least for now, we think that leasing is the right way to get your 4xe. And if you want the most up-to-date, accurate information on federal incentives for EVs and plug-ins, head over to Edmunds.com. We're just now getting started with our estimated 20,000 miles of ownership, and we have a lot planned for the 4xe. We'll of course give it the full Edmunds rating and show you where it ranks on our list of plug-in hybrid SUVs. We'll range test its fuel efficiency and all-electric capabilities, and we're going to put it through its paces both on and off-road. And if you have any questions for us on our Grand Cherokee, or if you want to see us do something in particular with it on the channel, just drop that below in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. I forgot the first thing I was going to say. Thank you. For those among us who love to drive over stuff. That was weird. That's not the way I wanted to say that.